My name is Trokon. We have with us former Nimba County Superintendent. Madam, we'd like to say good morning. Welcome to the special interview.
Thank you, Trokon.
I heard you speak at the CPP Women, International Women Day celebration. You strike some points. What is your level of satisfaction, or what's your level of disappointment with the current leadership as it relates to? You just have 3 women ministers. You've been pushing gender equity, and it seems that Liberia is not making progress.
Definitely, Liberia is not making progress. It's an open secret, and everyone knows that. We want to hold this government to its word, because I think when President Weah came to power, that's one of the things that the president stressed, that his government is going to be an inclusive government. His government is going to be, a government that includes women in particular in various positions.
And he's the chief feminist.
He's the chief feminist. Thank you. That was the word. He's the chief feminist. So as a chief feminist, we expect a lot. So even if the government cannot appoint 50-50, men and women in the cabinet, but at least do even 40%, giving the number of women cabinet ministers is less than, considering the number of cabinet posts we have. It's almost less than 15% of women in your government. So I think the president needs to revisit that and make good on his promise. When you're a leader, your word should be taken to the bank, because you occupy a power position, and there's absolutely no reason why you cannot act on what you say. The second thing is that it's not just with the executive, because the executive, the president has the power to do that. But when we come to the legislature and even the judiciary, the president can appoint women. She will appoint women judges, and the justice, the Supreme Court justice, the chief justice should be able to appoint women judges, because I think that power for appointing judges lies with the
circuit court judges.
Appointing circuit court judges, lower court judges. I think that power lies with the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia. So more needs to be done in the judiciary. In the legislature, this is where we have the most disappointment. Of 30 senators, we have 1 female senator. Of all the 73 lawmakers, I think I'm hearing we have 9 females in the entire 73 batch of lower house lawmakers. So that does not speak well of Liberia, a country that has signed all of the different protocols, the Resolution 1325, the UN Resolution 1325, all of these different international instruments. Liberia is a signatory to them. We need to make good on what we say. And one of the things that the women of Liberia have said continuously and repeatedly is the issue of having a quota system. This has happened in other countries.
Do you believe in the quota?
I do. Some people say, well, it's not constitutional. But here's what I can tell you. The quota system works almost like affirmative action. But in this particular case, you are setting aside a 30% position that you say, well, this will only be occupied by women.
Exclusively.
But you are exclusively for women, but women can compete.
Okay.
It's just that men will not compete for that position. This will help to jumpstart having women lawmakers in the legislature. And I tell you, the good side of this is that when women are in leadership position, especially from the level of the legislature, they will make good laws that increases our health sector, improves our health sector, increases the quality of education, improves food security, and there are so much research out there to prove that this thing has happened in other countries, even today advanced countries. Before they got to this level, it was because of the inclusiveness of women and what women brought to the table, helped to speed up their development process. And so we cannot be talking about development and exclude a segment of the population that is statistically known for bringing improvement in public governance. The public space must be shared. That's just a fact of life. That's what makes society thrive and do better. Okay. We cannot exclude women and think that everything will be right. And of course, One may say, well, women need to vote for women because
That was
the
my
women
next-
are
that
in
was my next
majority.
point.
Yes, women are in majority.
The support to each other matters.
That's true, I agree. But here's what I also know sociologically. When people are held to a particular discriminatory position, they turn to internalize that discrimination and make it a normalcy in their mind. And so because of the years of exclusion, discrimination, where women were subjected to domestic chores and were told that they were supposed to be property, they are not supposed to participate in public affairs, that stigma was internalized by women. And so to be able to break the yoke of that, this is why the quota system matters, so that over time women will gradually, psychologically break away from this internalized, acceptance of discrimination, acceptance of marginalization and exclusion. We need to do something radical. And for me, that radical approach is the quota system.
Let's leave the government out of it. What is it women of your caliber can do among yourself to have the younger generation grown brave to take these bold steps you're taking? Like you argued in the Senate, you have only Senator Nyomdi Lawrence. She's the only woman in the Lion's Den, like I always refer to her. And then she's been overshadowed by the men. Not that she's not arguing.
Thankfully, she's a great fighter.
She's a great fighter, like you would say. But what is it older women like you, maybe sorry for my language, can do to prop up the younger girls, the women coming up, so that they get brave to step into your shoes, so that they don't be overshadowed by the men like you think?
Again, education is very key. They say give the man fish, and you continue to feed him for the rest of his life, but teach him how to fish, and then he can fish for himself. So by our very life, by the bold steps we take, by our courage and the audacity to even venture into the space, this public space that men have taken ownership of, which is considered around the world as a man's domain. Just by doing that, we serve as role models to a lot of young girls who would otherwise have not done what we are doing today. That's one step. The other step is education. Educating young girls in the high schools, in the primary schools, because the best time to learn is when you're young. So what I have started, I can tell you this in Nimba, we started the girls group in high schools. And in the girls group, we meet every other Saturday. In their meetings, it's an open forum where everything you say is protected, is held in confidence, but you are free, you're safe to say anything. By that, we're encouraging young girls to be bold and expressive.
Free expression.
Free expression, and knowing that nobody is going to judge you for what you say and what you do. So it's a free space for young girls to express themselves, and also to interact with each other and hear other people's stories. It's a group setting where other people's story may inspire the other girls. That group has been in existence for the past 3 months. We also encourage them to venture into leadership within their school settings. It can be class president, it can be club president, whatever, always. And we teach them public speaking. We also teach them how to write their own speeches. We are teaching them how to debate. We are teaching them a number of things. Above all, we are teaching them to accept themselves, because self-confidence plays a huge role in how you proceed into leadership. If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't trust yourself, if you don't even like yourself, you're always going to defeat yourself before you even step out. If you judge yourself so harshly, like most of us do, by that you already cripple your ability to be able to go out there and venture into any leadership that is competitive with men. And so we are teaching the girls self-confidence, self-love, self-affirmation, positive affirmation, getting up in the morning and looking in the mirror and telling yourself, you're beautiful, you're brave, you're courageous, you're fearless, you can do anything. Even just verbally speaking to yourself, it helps to increase your self-confidence and self-awareness. And the group, I can tell you that the girls call me like every day, Madam, will you be in our next group? So we are planning to have other speakers, because during the group we also invite other women who are
Share their
iconic
story.
women to come and share their stories. That they didn't just become iconic, they didn't just become, known and community leaders. They started from somewhere. Some of them started where the girls are. Some of them were fearful of their looks. They had this self-defeating perception of who they are. They didn't think they were good enough to even speak among people. Today, some of these women are the best public speakers we have in our communities in Nimba. And so we invite them every now and then to come and speak to the girls. We also have men who believe in women, who by their shared experience with their mothers have come to champion the causes of women.